The first time you do something is a journey of discovery. You take in the details and learn many new things. At this point, there are no labels and memories to enable you to prejudge this new experience. Learning is at its highest. The 100th time you do it is often very different. For most people, repetition brings about unconsciousness. Most people do and see things that occur most often in their lives in an unconscious and unaware state. Because they have seen or done something else, they turn to relying on their memories of it and labels about it that they built in their minds the first time. Learning and discovery drops to zero. Memories of past experiences take over. What good does it serve you to live today based on your memory of it yesterday? You miss the gift of the present moment totally. In your business or work, do you take an absolutely fresh look at your work, workmates, and customers each new day, or do you go by how you know them in the past? Everything changes, and using memory keeps you from seeing that change, seeing things as they truly are. Try to forget everything about what you are looking at, and you will discover a whole new world, and you will grow a whole lot faster, grow your wealth and self a whole lot quicker. Think about it. It is quite often that a stranger will compliment your workmate or spouse over something that you totally miss every day because you do not look at them as if they were totally new to you. Memory has its place, but many people overuse it, often in an unbeneficial way. Decide right now to face every experience anew by choosing to forget that you have ever faced it before. Decide not to anticipate a specific appearance or behavior, an anticipation based on your memory and emotions. Practice detachment of outcome, but have certainty of your choices and intention, and you will find a world that has been hiding from you all along, right in front of your eyes all along. Choose happiness, present moment living, and joy at all times. Thank the present moment for all it brings you in enjoyable experiences and in its opportunities to see yourself as you were before and to grow to an even greater self. Bring into the present moment your awareness, consciousness, thoughts, and looking. Life and all your opportunities to move forward are in the present, the ever-present moment of now, here. Do not throw yourself forward into where you wish to be all day long. Imagination about the future is great, for it is what you use to create your future. But the present has great value. Only through acting and living in the present can you get to the future. Do not spend all day daydreaming about a future time, saying if only, mentally escaping your present and dwelling in an imaginary tomorrow, going on about the whole day in a dreamlike state, being only half aware and conscious of the details going on in your day. These things actually slow you down on your trip to a better tomorrow. Just as it is necessary that you set future goals, it is necessary that you embrace and experience the present and act in it consciously and with awareness. If you wish to progress, remember, the universe can only use the present moment to send you clues, people, events, and opportunities to advance. It cannot use the imaginary future in your head. Instead of chasing a better future by throwing your consciousness into the future, bring it back to the present and let the future chase it there. Now. Here. The wheels of time are mysterious. Time is a concept of mind. Without mind, there is no concept of time. Annihilate the mind. You will go beyond time. You will enter the realm of timeless. You will live in the eternal. Sivananda. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Buddha. BC 568 to 488. Be careful how you set deadlines for yourself. Time does not exist as an absolute. Quantum physics, our spirituality, and our understanding of eternity all tell us that the only time that truly exists is now, and the only place is here, now. For example, imagine that you had a goal of becoming a millionaire or a billionaire in a year. Think about this. Why did you choose 1 year? It is a very arbitrary date or deadline. It is a mere grab at a date. It is possible that the source can create that millionaire or billionaire outcome in an instant. Nothing is difficult for the source, God. So why set a random date for the accomplishment of what can be accomplished in the blink of an eye? or at a time that is best suited for you that you may not have thought of right now. Making deadlines for yourself also introduces fear and doubt. Will you make it by that date? And often actually slows you down. What if you could have done it a lot sooner, but your mind keeps looking at that faraway date? It also makes detachment difficult, which is crucial for letting the infinite and unpredictable organizing power of the source work optimally for you. On the other hand, saying, "One day I will be a millionaire or billionaire," is no good at all. It is even worse. Instead, think of now as the only time. See it and know it to be the only real time. I am now a millionaire. Now I am. That is how you should always think, act, speak, and feel about everything. When people ask you when, say soon. Jesus always said soon when asked when by anyone. Soon fits a whole lot better in the now, here, scheme of things than setting a specific date. In your mind, it's all now, becoming, has always been. Remember, even quantum physics proves to you that time is not what you think it is. When you say, "I am a millionaire now," and the physical evidence around you does not show that, this does not mean that you are lying to yourself. Indeed, the moment of now holds all existence in all possibilities, all at one time, including you being wealthy. That statement is true. It is the eyes that lie. Einstein once said that no matter how persistent the illusion of time may be, the illusion of past, present, and future, it is still an illusion. Have patience with the unfolding of things. If you rush or force them, you interfere and slow them down. Nature is perfect. If you wish for faster results, the right way to shorten time is raising your certainty, increasing the clarity of your imagination, being of one mind. Do not keep changing your mind, concentrating, and most importantly, raise your awareness from the level of your conscious only to that of your conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind and self. Most people are unaware of their subconscious and superconscious selves. If you perfect awareness, imagination, faith, certainty, and clarity, you can create results instantly. You are now beginning, and you will get better as time goes by. Just be deliberate in these things and choose to be more aware and certain, and it will happen. But do not be impatient, because that throws you into a state of wanting, and this delays results even further. I am. Present tense. That is how your goals should be written. But it is useless to write them that way if you do not think about them in the I am present tense mode. Be aware of and deliberate in your thoughts, and make sure that you always think of your goals and intentions in the I am present tense fashion all day long. I am is a command of the universe to immediately get into the process of manifesting your wishes into physical reality. It is a declaration of the state of being in the moment, of now, here. You must understand and remember this very clearly always. When you intend to have or experience something, you must know that you have it already. Really, you do have it already. All you will be doing from then on is receiving it, taking possession of it. Actually, you will be awakening to something that has always existed with you. Right now, as you read this sentence, you are already very, very wealthy. From now on, all you'll be doing is taking possession of this wealth, receiving it, or more accurately, becoming awake to it. And be grateful now for the things you desire to experience, for you know you already have the things. Gratitude now speeds up your experiencing what you choose, because it ascertains your faith and state of being. Nothing is there to come, and nothing past, but an eternal now does always last. Abraham Cowley, 1618 to 1667. Time has only a relative existence. Carlyle. Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away. Marcus Aurelius, 121 to 180 AD. When you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, you think it's only a minute. But when you sit on a hot stove for a minute, you think it's 2 hours. That's relativity. Albert Einstein. There is a bridge between time and eternity, and this bridge is the spirit of man. Neither day nor night cross that bridge, nor old age, nor death, nor sorrow. Upanishads. Time is breath. Try to understand this. Gurujev, 1873 to 1949. Know the true value of time. Snatch, seize, and enjoy every moment of it. No idleness, no laziness, no procrastination. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Chesterfield, 1694 to 1773. You wake up in the morning and lo, your purse is magically filled with 24 hours of the magic tissue of the universe of your life. No one can take it from you. No one receives either more or less than you receive. Waste your infinitely precious commodity as much as you will, and the supply will never be withheld from you. Moreover, you cannot draw on the future. Impossible to get into debt. You can only waste the passing moment. You cannot waste tomorrow. It is kept for you. Arnold Bennett. Eternity is the infinite existence of every moment of time. If we conceive time as a line, then this line will be crossed at every point by the lines of eternity. Every point of the line of time will be a line in eternity. The line of time will be a plane of eternity. Eternity has one dimension more than time. Gurujev, 1873 to 1949. What a folly to dread the thought of throwing away life at once, and yet have no regard of throwing it away by parcels and piecemeal. John Howe. The present is only a mathematical line which divides that part of eternal duration which we call the future from that which we call the past. H.P. Blavatsky. End of Disc 1. Please continue this experience by inserting Disc 2. A Happy Pocketful of Money by David Cameron Gikandi. Read by John Wayne Myers. Disc 2. According to Albert Einstein and others, time and space do not exist as separate entities. Time is not a separate thing, and space, made up of length, width, and height, is not another separate thing. Rather, they are all one thing, a continuum called the space-time continuum. Try to understand this and use it. Do not believe in time as something separate from you that you have to go through as it dictates. If you do not take time to understand time, it will rule your thinking, your planning, your belief system, and your experiences. Time is not a straight line that you have to walk through. Imagine it to be a network of tunnels under a city. To get from house A to house B, you can use any one of very many routes, some longer and some shorter. For example, in 1930, it may have taken 30 years of hard work to make a person rich. Now it can take 2 years or less. We have increased our wealth consciousness and certainty, and this makes us take a shorter path. Another way to think of the space-time continuum is as a sheet of paper that holds all possible events. Every event possible, everything, is on that paper. Then imagine yourself to be a pencil with an eye. Then imagine that this piece of paper wraps itself around the pencil. So, you are the pencil, and you are fully wrapped in that paper that holds all events possible. But this pencil has only one eye, so you can only see the event happening on the piece of paper in the region where the eye is. The pencil's eye can travel up and down and around the pencil, It is a movable eye that can go anywhere on the pencil's surface. The faster you move the eye, the more events you see. Now, imagine you can increase the size of the eye. The bigger you make it, the more events you see at the same time. Okay, one last thing. Imagine you can multiply the number of eyes on you, the pencil. When the pencil has more eyes, it sees more life, more events simultaneously instead of one at a time. When you increase the number of eyes and size of each eye, you see more in less time. Okay, replace the word I in this whole explanation with the word consciousness. An increase in eye size and number of eyes is an increase in consciousness, in being awake to all that exists. That is what our evolution as beings is all about, increasing consciousness. Okay, so what is the pencil? Yourself, your spirit or soul as you wish to call it. You are a timeless and multidimensional being, made in the image and likeness of the Source, God. And as you grow, you increase your consciousness and awareness of this fact. Now imagine that your best friend is another pencil with the same piece of paper wrapped around him or her. You are both pencils with eyes, with the same piece of paper wrapping around you. When your eyes meet, you experience the same bit of all that is at the same time. You decide to meet by choosing to meet. You can choose to meet anything you wish in that continuum. There are no blocks, and free will works without error to the extent that you exercise it with certainty. Knowing this is power. Using this knowledge for wealth and any other desire you have in your life is joy. This is how you explain all interaction. In truth, you and your friend and everyone else are just individuations of the same pencil, so that when your eyes, consciousness, meet, you experience being together. But you are always together on a higher level. Events that appear simultaneous to you may occur at different times for another observer, depending on his or her relative motion. Imagine you are in a big box on a truck moving from south to north. At the center of the box is a light bulb that goes on and off periodically. As you are in the room, you will find that the light strikes the north wall of your box at the same time as it strikes the south wall. You can even measure this and find it to be so. You will find that it strikes all walls simultaneously. This will be your truth. Now suppose that there is a woman at the side of the road and that your box has a glass window. The woman can see inside your box through this window. Because she is stationary, and you and your box and bulb are in motion, her experience will be different. She will see that the north wall is getting light slightly after the south wall, because the north wall is moving away from the light while the south wall is moving towards the light from the bulb. Remember that the box is moving south to north and the bulb is in the center. She can even measure this to be so. She finds that the south wall gets light earlier than the north wall later. This will be her truth. See, two contradicting yet accurate truths can coexist. How is that? To the universe, these are just events. Time is local to the observer, to you. In reality, there is no time, only all events all at once. It is your motion through these events that makes you feel as if there is time. It is your expansion of consciousness that makes you move faster through more events. An expanded consciousness enables you to take in more events per moment. An increase in wealth consciousness makes you get rich faster, move through more events faster, see more events quicker. In reality, it brings you into the awareness and experience of more of all that is per moment, so that you appear to have more stuff, hence appear to have more wealth. It is also your increased right choices and increase in desires and goals made with certainty that also make you experience more at any moment of now. By increasing your goals, your mental images, and holding them steady and certain, you see more wealth. That is one of the secrets of time. Hermann Minkowski, Einstein's mathematics teacher, came up with a set of equations that prove that all the past and future of an individual person all meet at a single point now and in a single place here, wherever the individual is doing the observations. All events in the universe are all occurring simultaneously at this eternal moment of now. The illusion we have of them occurring one at a time in a sequence that seems to flow is because of the type of awareness or consciousness that we have in this human form. It causes us to see very narrow sections of the space-time continuum at a go. So we see one small slice, then the next, then the next, and so on. But we can expand or contract our slices to take in a lot more or a lot less at one go. A person of wealth consciousness has a highly expanded view of all that is, thus a much expanded experience. Everything which for each of us constitutes the past, the present, and the future is given in block. Each observer, as his time passes, discovers, so to speak, new slices of space-time which appear to him as successive aspects of the material world, though in reality the ensemble of events constituting space-time exists prior to his knowledge of them. Louis de Broglie awarded the Nobel Prize in 1929. Time only exists in your mind. Your mind often wants to live in anticipation of the future or in memory of the past. This is what also creates psychological time to a large extent. This is another time. There are many forms of illusionary time, and psychological time is one of them. You experience this type of time when your mind is in anticipation of something in the future or in memory of the past. This waiting and remembering creates time and a lot of pain and stress. It is unnecessary. The most fruitful thing to do is not to remember or wait. It is to observe, experience, and create now. Observing, experiencing, and creating now is timeless and true of the true nature of the universe. Everything happens now. You remember your past now. You dream your future now. You learn from your past now. When you were actually in your past, it was still now. At that point in the past, if someone were to ask you, "What are you doing now?" you would notice it was still now. You work towards your future now. You will get to your future now. You will live in your future now. You are always here now. You cannot be anywhere else. Being, isness, is only now. There is nothing you can do in any other moment except now. Try it. Do something yesterday or tomorrow, right now. Impossible. You can only be and do now. It is all now. Even tomorrow is happening now, is now. You see how eternity works? It is inescapable, and trying to escape now in the mind is futile and painful. It is like trying to not be where it all is. That is why the Buddha, Jesus, and many other teachers taught us not to worry about the future. They taught us to be still, to be present, to be aware, to enjoy now, to live one moment at a time, and to be conscious. An easy way to see how time is largely a creation of the mind, looking at the past and an imaginary future, living out of now, is to look at your sleep. When you go to sleep, you can clock 8 hours of sleep, yet when you wake up, it feels like you spent no time at all. It feels like you just went to sleep a moment ago. You do not feel as if you have gone through 8 hours like those that you do during the day when you are awake. Yet, as you know from research reports, people dream pretty much throughout the night, although they remember just a few dreams, if any. See, it is the no mind, the no memory, and no future escapism that makes you feel as if sleep is almost timeless. When you sleep, your mind and your soul are at the same place together. And that place is now, always. All other things held constant, to the extent that an individual or society is aware of, teaches about, and uses the illusion of time in the right way, so will they have wealth and happiness. Time is directly related to consciousness, and consciousness is what makes you experience your life. There is a clear and direct link. You now know this, so you are much more aware. This awareness will start leading to your increased consciousness. This increase will lead to more wealth. You may not notice it at the beginning, but as long as you keep firm your intention to be wealth conscious and aware, it will happen. You may not know exactly when it will start happening. In truth, it already has. You will just see that, as days pass, you are becoming more awake with each passing moment until one day you shall look back and see how much you have really changed. Do not worry if you have not fully understood the illusion of time. Read on, and further chapters will make things clear. There will always be more to know. The layers never stop, but as you peel each new layer and discover deeper truths, you will enjoy life and turn it into a thrilling ride, but always stay balanced. Now that we have the 4 dimensions covered and we know what our experience here on Earth is constructed of, we can now take a look at what constructs it. What does the construction, and what causes this construction? We have looked at the materials, now we look at the builder. We shall first look at how the builder builds, using state of being, thought, words, actions, and the laws of the universe. Then we shall have a look at the builder. Who is this builder? Here is a clue. You are. All beings are builders and co-builders. Before we look at the builder, we shall first look at how the builder works with the materials of space and time. How do you build? Specifically, how would you build a happy and very wealthy life? Let's have a look. Images of the mind, the blueprints of life. The next step to getting wealthy is to know how life works. In other words, how does the force of life take instructions and turn them into things and new moments out of the quantum energy field? What type of instructions does life take so that it may create each new moment in your day? In what format and specifications? This chapter seeks to answer these questions with you. They're the most basic questions, but they must be answered first before we get progressively deeper into the essence of wealth. In fact, you may have heard the principles in this chapter before. They aren't really new, yet few people understand them fully, and even fewer use them, despite their simplicity. Although imagination is such a basic part of becoming wealthy, it is an integral part. Every other part uses this simple part at some stage. Your mind's images are literally the blueprint from which your world is built. In the chapter on quantum physics, you see scientifically how physical reality is produced. In other chapters in this book, you will also see imagination's interconnections with life. But let us first look at imagination, images of the mind, in and of itself. Life is images of the mind expressed. Life is images of the mind expressed. What this means is that life, the source, uses your thoughts, your mental images, as the instructions by which to create your reality in the material world. Life expresses your mental images into physical reality. To express is to make known, to state, articulate, communicate, convey. The force of life makes known your thoughts to yourself and everyone else by forming them into experiences and objects that can be experienced here in the physical world. You experience your own thoughts firsthand, your images of your mind, so that you may know which ones are suitable and which ones are not. That is how you know yourself, that is how you experience yourself, and that is how you grow. This is the supreme purpose of this physical world that we are now in. It is designed to enable you to experience yourself. It is designed to enable you to experience an idea and its effects and consequences. Life does not select which ones of your images to express and which ones not to. How would it choose for you? It therefore expresses all of them to the extent that you have them and believe them. You have true free will. This free will is truly free because of the fact that all of it is acted upon without filtering or favoring. Free will is truly free because of the fact that it actually gets results all the time, not just some of the time, and it gets them exactly. Later, we will see how exactly free will works, even when it looks as if it is impossible for it to do so. Imagination is the force that takes you to places you have never been. Napoleon Hill said that imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. Life is imagination, images of the mind expressed in the physical form. Feed your imagination daily and accurately with pictures, movies, and concentration. Spend time doing this in detail every day. Imagination is the most powerful force, and it is so because life uses it to know what to create next. Most people spend little time imagining. They imagine using idle thought haphazardly and wonder why their life is not rich for them. Imagination has the power to make or break your life. It is your mind and your choice. Images, images, images. Life is images of the mind expressed. Imagine your life as you wish it to be, picture perfect with color and details in your mind every day. Spend an hour daily doing your images, and throughout the rest of the day, keep your thoughts in harmony with your images of your chosen life. This is so important that it cannot be overemphasized. The source, God, works perfectly, giving you exactly what you envision and think about. Exactly. No more, no less. It is therefore extremely important that you have crystal clear images and thoughts consistently. For example, many people wish to have a nice car, but the mistake they make is to get a nice car as their goal. What do they expect the universe to give them? There is physically no such car called nice car. Be crystal clear. Envision the exact car, its make, model, color, options, and all that. Go to the car yard and look it up on the internet and know exactly, or as exact as possible, what it is you wish to have as a nice car. Then envision that every day. The more you think about it, the closer you get it to you. This is the effective way to image. Life is images of the mind expressed. Do you wish to travel to another country for a dream holiday? Go to the travel agency and get all the details from them. Get the brochures, flight itinerary, prices, hotels, and car reservations, and all that. Build up the whole trip exactly in your mind in full color and spectacle. Life is an expression of inner images. Everything we do and experience is an expression of our images, our imagination, and our thoughts. Work on your images. To change your life, change your imagination, and change your thoughts. The life that you are living is the life that you have imagined. Envision and imagine every aspect of your life as you would like it to be. Do this daily for at least an hour. Your life is images of your mind expressed to the extent that they are believed. Walt Disney, against all odds, criticism, and a string of failures, stuck to his imagination and became the entertainment king of the world. Mickey Mouse was launched at the lowest point of his failures. No one could have predicted that an empire would have been launched on a mouse. When we willingly go where our most desired imaginations take us, we become creative forces that have no limits. Albert Einstein said that imagination is the greatest creative force. Learn to be willing to go where your imagination and desire takes you. If you wish to put a boost to your visualization, use the 8 hours a day of sleep you have. It is easy to learn how to be awake in your dreams. In such a state, you can be the author of your own dreams, painting your perfect life and living it during your dream time. Remember that the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between real and imagined experiences, and dreams can be the best form of visualization. This skill is called lucid dreaming, and several books exist to teach you this skill. Have many reasons to live and be wealthy. The more reasons you have, the more wealth you will get into. Instead of having bills paid as your only reason to get wealthy, have reasons such as travel, collect art, buy homes, have beautiful clothes, express your love to others with gifts, treat your friends and family to some good things, buy a boat, save the environment, and so on. Visualize these reasons accurately. Reasons convince the subconscious mind, the heart, to internalize the goal. They also give it working substance. The more reasons you have, the more powerful your imagination, the faster your results. Surround yourself with images of things you like. Get brochures and magazines of vehicles, homes, places, things, bodies, sports, and activities that you like. The clearer your images of your visions are, the clearer and faster you achieve them. Dream big. Hold the dream high enough, consistently enough, and the dream must manifest into form by law. By universal law, it cannot fail to do so. Do not worry about how. It is all taken care of for you as long as you do your part of the thinking, acting, speaking, and being in accordance to that dream. Just dream, visualize, and then start doing something. Do the next thing that you feel you should do in accordance to that dream, and keep on moving. The little that you do triggers something else you had not foreseen, and on this goes until it completes. Are you dedicating at least 30 minutes of your day focused only on visualizing and imagining your future? Life is images of the mind expressed. Imagination is what designs your life. Have dedicated imagination time, but also hold those visions high in your mind all day long. The world is an illusion, as we will see much more clearly as we move on. See it as an illusion. Believe it to be an illusion designed to be a tool to know and experience yourself. Once you do so, you will always remember to create the next version of the illusion that you wish to have. You literally create the next version of the world by painting your mind's images with certainty. The world does not have to be as it is. It simply is because we agree it is. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a clear and vividly imagined experience and a real experience. Visualization creates a new subconscious. Visualize your wildest dreams and fantasies. Live large. Back it up with faith, belief, and certainty. The subconscious mind is where your self-image is stored. It powers your conscious thoughts and your actions. Reprogram it using visualization and belief, and you reprogram your world. Your world is your self-image revealed to you in the way that you can experience it. Your life is images, your imaginations expressed into physical things. More accurately, it is the manifestation into the physical world of the visions, good and bad, that you believe in most, consciously and unconsciously. How to do the impossible. Let your imagination fly. Get excited about your images. Energize them with positive emotion. Emotions are energy in motion. Gratitude is one of the most powerful of these emotions. Infuse every cell of your body with images. Infuse every cell with the gratitude that you have realized your goal already, even if you are not experiencing it now. You have received it automatically by the perfect laws of the universe. Even before you ask, it has been given to you. And when you act, remember to do this same infusion into your actions. You choose the images. The source, God, does the work effortlessly and perfectly. That is the deal. The conscious mind creates impressions into the subconscious. It does so by repetition. The subconscious mind then expresses these images, causes an expression into physical manifestation. The conscious does not cause expression. It can only impress on the subconscious using repetition and faith, belief, certainty. The reason this is so is that the conscious holds all sorts of thoughts, those you believe in and those that you do not. It is like a wild monkey jumping on very many thoughts throughout a day. The subconscious, on the other hand, holds only what you hold as truth to you, what you believe in. It holds your sponsoring thoughts. That is why only the subconscious, or what some call the heart, causes expression. Your subconscious only takes in the affirmation and not the negative. If you visualize and set a goal, I am not poor anymore, it will only take in poor. Instead, change that to something like, I am rich, wealthy, and abundant. The subconscious does not internalize not. It does not internalize negated sentences. It only internalizes, I am something, not I am not something. Repetition is power. Concentration is power as well. When visualizing your goals, see yourself already in possession of what you desire. Say and think, I am, not I will be. This is critical. I am is power, all there is. Later you will see how this is scientifically so. Now is the only existing moment, and all others are illusions. All other things held constant. To the extent that an individual or society has positive and grand images in the right way, so will they have wealth and happiness. Now that you have the basics of creation covered, let us move on into progressively larger things. Carry with you what you now know about images, for you will need it to keep building your understanding of wealth, and the larger lessons that follow will enable you to know this lesson on images even deeper, experientially, scientifically, and spiritually. Let's keep moving on. Thinking and speaking, the instructions of and for life. Closely related to images or thoughts. Just as life is images of the mind expressed, it is also thoughts of the mind expressed. In other words, life is the mind expressed. Your external reality is the densest part of your mind, without any separation. The separation between you and your outside world is illusionary. As we move on in this program, you will come to see firsthand how this is so, scientifically and spiritually. Life is your mind expressed. The outer world is the densest part of yourself. It is an extension of your mind. When you finally will stop believing in the illusion of separation, your power will rise dramatically. But even now, you may still change your mind to change your world. You will now see how this happens, and as we move on further into this book, you will see scientific and further evidence of this. Eventually, the illusion of separation will fall off totally, and you will have mastered this. But even now, just knowing this is empowering. This chapter is a course in how to think in ways that are friendly to the universe and its laws, ways that co-create the universe itself purposefully into one that you wish to live in and not one that you find yourself in. In this chapter, there will be several mentions of the laws of the universe. These are the laws that you will learn throughout this program, and not necessarily in this chapter alone. The pieces of the puzzle will fall into place as you listen. Okay, let us dive into the mind. Your world is the densest part of your mind. Life is your thoughts expressed. Let us paraphrase what we learnt about images over here. Life, the source, uses your thoughts as the instructions by which to create your reality in the material world. Life expresses your thoughts into physical reality. To express is to make known, to state, articulate, communicate, convey. The force of life makes known your thoughts to yourself and everyone else by forming them into experiences and objects that can be experienced here in the physical world. You experience your own thoughts firsthand, your images of your mind, so that you may know which ones are suitable and which ones are not. That is how you know yourself. That is how you experience yourself, and that is how you grow. This world is designed to enable you to experience yourself. It is designed to enable you to experience an idea and its effects and consequences. Your state of wealth externally is an extension and testament of your state of wealth internally. How clear and certain you are in thoughts of wealth is evidenced externally. Life does not select which thoughts to express and which ones not to. How would it choose for you? It therefore expresses all of them to the extent that you have them and believe them. You have true free will. This free will is truly free because of the fact that all of it is acted upon without filtering or favoring. Free will is truly free because of the fact that it actually gets results all the time. Not just some of the time, it gets them exactly. To the extent that your thoughts are not conscious, deliberate, and focused in any topic of life, you will be affected by the outcome of the thoughts of other people. And to the extent that your thoughts are clear, focused, and non-contradictory, your results will be sped up. A few people are able to perform what many people call miracles simply by thinking only one way and strongly about a thing. The idea that the outcome of their intention may not happen as they wish it to happen does not even occur to them for a split moment. Suffering is always the result of an error in thinking. It is an indication of being out of harmony with the laws of the universe. The only purpose behind the existence of suffering is to show a person when a thought is in error and alert them of the existence of a higher thought that would serve them better. Suffering stops as soon as the higher way is found, that higher thought. In the presence of suffering, try not to resist. Instead, examine with an open mind, and the answer will always show itself to you without fail. Concentration gives thoughts more power and speed in achieving goals. Your dreams, thoughts, and visions will build your world. You will rise and fall with the rising and falling of your thoughts. Repetition breeds integration and internalization. To attain wisdom, read this material repeatedly and think in the right way over and over again. Through repetition, things are embedded into your subconscious. They cross over and become you. You can predict the future by looking at the thoughts, words, and actions of today and applying the law of cause and effect to them. You are never denied answers to your questions. Whatever questions you ask believingly and earnestly will be answered exactly, no more, no less. If you earnestly and believingly seek and ask how to earn $1 million, the universe will conspire to bring you the knowledge, tools, people, and events to give you that answer. If you ask how to earn $1 billion, you will also get answers worthy of that amount. Einstein was not born a mathematical and physics genius. He simply asked the right questions believingly. You see, the universe works by perfect law that never once errs nor favors particular people. Once you understand the universe's deeply complex yet simple rules that are perfectly balanced, you cannot fail to succeed predictably. Whenever you see chaos and unpredictability in the universe, you are simply seeing something that you do not yet understand, but something that is organized and predictable by certain laws. Nothing is difficult for the source, God, and perfection and balance is the nature of the source. Hence, all laws are applied equally, universally, and unfailingly. Ask the right questions believingly and earnestly. Be specific and do not keep changing your mind. All thoughts count and produce results. Changing your mind all the time confuses the universe. Imagine walking into a travel agency and saying, "I wish to travel." Then you look at the agent blankly. He or she would be ready to make your reservation, but they cannot until you tell them where you wish to go. Imagine you now say, "Well, I'd like to go to Moscow and Timbuktu at the same time." Again, the agent cannot fulfill that request. Now imagine you say, "Okay, then book me to Moscow." No, wait, Timbuktu. No, wait, Moscow. No, wait, I'm not sure I can afford it. No, I can. No, maybe I don't wish to go there or travel at all. This is how many people think all day. And the universe is confused by their thoughts, just like the travel agent is, and therefore produces confused results for them. Whatever you put your attention to gets energy from you and grows. Remove the attention and it dies. Be conscious and deliberate in this. Intention goes along with attention. What you intend and give attention to begins to become. We become what we think about. We are the sum total of our thoughts. All laws of nature always work. They can never fail even once, for that would cause chaos in the universe. The nature of the source is perfection. You become what you think about without fail. If you think about wealth without any contradictory thoughts, you will become wealthy without fail. Matter is merely materialized thought. Always be calm. A calm mind is unaffected by fear-causing and anxiety-causing situations. Never proceed in a confused and anxious state of mind. The thoughts you would have in this state are erratic and suicidal. Calm down first and remind yourself of the laws of the universe before you proceed. Thoughts attract like thoughts. Souls attract like souls. Minds attract like minds. It is a reciprocating dance. That is how it works. It is also correct to say that thoughts attract like matter and that matter is objectified thought, that is, thought made into object. Also, the body in the world is a denser extension of the mind, and the mind is a subtler extension of the body in the world. They are not separate. Use this knowledge to understand and recreate your surroundings, your wealth, and your health. Do not let your mind dwell on dissatisfaction, even if you are now feeling dissatisfied. That only feeds the maintenance of the dissatisfying conditions. Change your attitude, look at these conditions as perfect outcomes of your past thought, an opportunity to recreate yourself anew. Thank them for this gift. The combination of intention, belief, and detachment enables you to move through life calmly, knowing that the universe always fulfills your intentions, but does so in the most appropriate fashion, using sequencing and intelligence beyond your comprehension. Life starts working out, and you start smiling, marveling at how all things seem to just work out for you. When you face a challenge or problem, you can relax because you know that it is all part of your intended outcome and it will be solved for you. Even before that challenge or problem came up, it was pre-solved. It is only there to take you one step closer to your desired and intended outcome. With this approach to life, you will find life working out automatically for you, based on your desires and intentions that you back up with belief. As you practice this and get more confident and relaxed with this new way of living, old habits of fear and anxiety and frustration and failure will fall off gradually, and you will start succeeding faster and faster. And as you get better at it, and as you become more aware and conscious of your whole self, the time between thought and its physical manifestation will shrink. Ultimately, it can disappear altogether, and there have been and are people who have showed us this capability. The most amazing thing about life, as many have discovered, is that the act of creation is very much an act of realizing that something was already there. The universe is designed that way. It is all here, now, all that could possibly be. A person is able to experience what is already there through choice, and that choice is made increasingly possible by increases in their understanding and perception of life. Have intentions, but not preferences or addictions. Choose future outcomes by your intentions and desires, but accept all present moments. Present moments are the perfect outcomes of your past thoughts, states, and actions. They are a gift to you to enable you to experience yourself and grow. Resisting and cursing the present only perpetuates its nature. Speak to yourself and ask yourself your questions, expecting an answer. You will soon develop a knack of getting answers from within. They come as feelings, not words, but you can get what they mean. You can get the gist or the gestalt of them. Learn to distinguish between genuine feelings and thoughts or emotions that mask themselves as feelings. When you intend, be of one mind. Have no alternatives or preferences, but practice detachment in the moment of now. Accept joyfully what is happening in the present, for you have brought it with your previous thought, words, actions, and state of being, and it is only here to let you have a look at yourself like a giant live mirror. What you resist persists. Do not wish your present were different. Live happily in your present. Be of present mind, but make choices about your future and intend your future with one mind, single mind, focus, and precision. Never stop learning. Observe and affirm the truth, and the truth will set you free. If you were broke, say so. Look at it in the eye, admit it, then look to see the errors in your thinking that caused it. Always affirm the truth, for what you resist persists. What you face and bring into the light releases you. But be careful in your admitting. It is more correct to say, I previously had thoughts, actions, and states of being that have led to this broke manifestation that I am now observing, than it is to say, I am broke. In fact, never say, think, or feel that. I am statements are always carried out by the universe. Change the cause, not the effect. Thought is cause. Physical is effect. Trying to change the effect directly is banging your head against the wall. For example, if your sales have dropped, it is not because your marketing is wrong. It could be that you have a negative attitude to your business or an aspect of it, for example. People have attitudes like, I hate going to work, I hate this job, I hate this customer service task, I wish I could just relax and do nothing all day. If you have them and you are wondering why no matter what you do in your business, things are not working out well, these could be a cause. Dig deep, be aware, and analyze your state and thoughts. They are always at cause. Now here is something that might take some time to ring true. Understanding of this brings enormous power. Here we go. Remember how we saw that you are at cause over things that happen in your world. Those who have taken time to study and experience this know experientially that every person causes 100% of the world. Now, remember that thought takes time to manifest into the physical depending on the subject matter. So what then are you looking at when you use your eyes to see things? What are your eyes seeing? If you are at cause of all you see and thought takes you time to manifest, you are obviously looking at yourself at various stages of your past. Read that through again. It is all an illusion designed to allow you to look at yourself so that you can create the next version of yourself, design your growth. What you see with your eyes is an illusion designed from various stages of your past. The real you, yourself, is very far ahead. Your thoughts right now are extremely close to the real you, dragging behind just a fraction. The real you is what causes the thought, the wordless you from which thought springs, the observer, the soul. But that's another topic. Let us get back to illusions and how to use them to create wealth. The way to use this world you see with your eyes is to see it as your past and actively use it deliberately to observe yourself and see what to change and grow. That is one way to use the illusion, which is a gift brought to you kindly so that you may know yourself. Present results are the effects of previous thoughts. In other words, when you look at the world today, you are actually looking at yourself as you were yesterday. The world at any present moment of now reflects your thoughts and state of being before the present moment of now. It is all an illusion. Use it as the illusion that it is, and you will live wonderfully and richly. Insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. What are you doing? Are you doing the same thing every day and expecting a different result? If so, have a good laugh now, a heart laugh, and then change from now. There is such a thing as the sponsoring thought. This is the thought behind the thought. The sponsoring thought is what has more creative force than the sponsored thought. What we normally call thought is actually sponsored thought. Look at your thoughts closely. They have a sponsor, a cause. If you think you need to eat food, that thought has a cause behind it. This is the sponsoring thought, in this case a belief that you are hungry. Start becoming aware of it. It is from the subconscious mind, or what some people call the heart. Sponsoring thought is the way of thinking that you truly believe in and hold true. It is your subconscious programming. If your thought and sponsoring thought over something are uncoordinated, if they do not agree, the sponsoring thought wins. That is why people who pray begging to God never get their prayers answered, because their sponsoring thought is one of not having or lacking. Be aware of and correct your sponsoring thoughts. Science has proven that deep meditation temporarily shuts down the part of the brain that tells you where you end. Meditate, and you will reach vastness of mind and consciousness that you never thought possible. Business solutions, new business ideas, and wealth strategies are just a fraction of what will begin to arise. It has been said that if you do not go within, you go without. Judge not, condemn not. It causes negativity and maintains that which you judge or condemn. It causes retardation and a whole host of non-productive results. Expanded perception causes expanding wealth. Forgiveness causes the expansion of your perception. When you forgive others and yourself for what you think has been done wrong, you become open to see what you and others truly are. You become open to see the beauty and capability that you may have missed seeing. You become more tolerant and you embrace freedom and love. You start to believe less in conditionality. Many things happen that expand your perception. An expanded perception expands your consciousness, your abilities, your opportunities, your contacts, and a lot more that leads to wealth. You become what you think about most of the time, believingly. By some accounts, you think about 50,000 thoughts a day. Some are thoughts that make you walk and scratch or control your physiology. Others are unconscious daydreams. Many are repetitive, but only a few of them are conscious and deliberate. Start watching your thoughts, being aware of them. Do not let them remain random as they have been. Make more and more of them conscious and deliberate. By becoming aware of your thoughts, you will wake up and become a deliberate designer of your life. You become aware by simply deciding to be aware. Turn your mind into a sunny, beautiful island that allows in only positive thoughts and influences and absolutely shuts out every negative thought or influence. Act as if you have an alert, positive mind defense force in your head that has 24-hour active duty defending you against internal and external negativity, and it has to win all encounters. Form a mastermind group. This is a group of people of like mind as you. Get together frequently and exchange ideas, materials, and motivation. Where two or more are gathered, the power multiplies, and the power of the whole is more than the sum of the power of the parts. A mastermind group is very powerful. It multiplies the power of each participant greatly. When a negative thought comes up, at that instant say stop. Immediately move on to a positive thought. Do not even entertain the negative thought for a second. But remember that this is different from resistance of negative thoughts. What you resist persists. There is a big difference. Negative influences can come up from friends, TV, news, your imagination, seeing things, and so on. When you notice these negative influences and thoughts arising, you should shut them down instantly. There is no resistance involved. But when you find that the negativity is so strong that you have to resist it, that you cannot simply go around it without using resistance, at that time you should face the negativity head on. Do not resist it. Instead, bring it into your light, face it, and examine it with detachment. Try to look at it directly from a detached point of view and see what it is composed of, why it is arising, and why it is affecting you that way. Break it down and understand it and what is powering it. Ask yourself why it is there, what it really is. By being mindful and watching it, studying its composition, and finding its root causes and answers, you are able to overcome it. You get there in your mind first. We climbed Mount Everest in the mind first. We got to the moon in the mind first. You learnt to walk in the mind first. Get there in the mind first. It's that simple. Anything you wish to have it in your mind first. If you wish to have a massive new house, have it in the mind first in exactness and detail. Live in it in the mind first, and it will follow in physical. Try to avoid reading or watching bad news as much as possible. Even if you think it's good for your business, bad news creates bad images that interfere with your grandest vision. The world appears to you as you choose to see it. Bad news is often a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, you know that thoughts create your reality. But if you're trying to link all of your reality today with your thoughts today, you're making a mistake. Today's thoughts affect some things today, but some of the more solid things in your reality today are the result of many days of past thoughts. Depending on the subject matter, focus, and certainty, thoughts take varying amounts of time to manifest into the physical. Think about your thinking. Think about the things you think about. Watch your thoughts and be deliberate in them. Thoughts are timeless and forever. You can intend and create into the past just as effectively as you normally intend into the future. Most people never consider this possibility, yet it is a powerful and useful one. This ability lies in the timeless nature of spirit and in the timeless nature of quantum energy packets that are the building blocks of the entire universe. What has become physical can be changed by thought, but it is a lot harder than making physical what is not already physical. What does it mean to pray ceaselessly? Consider this. It has been said that even before you ask, it is given unto you. It has also been said that ask and it shall be given unto you. Do you catch that? Asking is not begging. You do not beg the source, for it is already given to you even before you ask. Begging and wanting simply give you a lack of that which you beg and want. This is not just a spiritual idea. It is also provable using quantum physics. The quantum soup literally contains all possibilities of everything. Now, here. In other words, that spiritual promise is also a scientific fact. Let us move on. It is also said that you can do anything if you believe. It has also been said that whatever you put your attention and intention on takes form. That is how you create things out of the quantum soup of pure energy, by attention, intention, and belief. Many masters, teachers, and sages from all cultures and times have told us to not worry, to practice detachment, to trust in the mysterious workings of the universe, not only because the universe works with supreme intelligence, but also because you may not be aware of what your soul or higher self is choosing. Here, then, is what it means to pray ceaselessly. You have a desire. You will it to come into being, to manifest. You intend it wholeheartedly, clearly, focused, and with certainty. You pass this intent on to the source in whichever way you know how. Simple intention is enough, although meditation, stillness, is more effective when you have time to do so. So you pass on your intent, and you become detached from it. In other words, you watch it from behind the scenes, without a desire that it happens in any particular way or time or sequence. And because you know this works, because of your certainty and consistency, detachment and gratitude, it will take form in the most unexpected and miraculous of ways. That is prayer. Praying without ceasing is going through the whole day, every day, with such focused intention for all your life's desires, with certainty, detachment, and gratitude. This is not something you do once at a special time during the day and act totally different and confuse the rest of the day. It is something that becomes a lifestyle. That is praying ceaselessly. Prayer is meant to be active, ever present, and part of normal wakefulness. It is co-creative with the source. It wills to action. It is self-assertive. It is not the periodic, passive, helpless, and emotional appeal that many of us were taught to conduct as children. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Yet before you ask, it is given unto you. Self-assertive, co-creative, ever-present, grateful, made of receiving and not begging, that is praying without ceasing. Get rid of the idea now that prayer is the same as begging God for a favor, and God chooses whether or not to grant this favor and comes down and does both your work and God's own bit. Prayer is actually will that is co-creative, and your part of it is in clear intention, certainty, gratitude, detachment. You must have certainty, you must know you have this power, and you must trust that the source is friendly to your plans. To the extent that you do so, your prayers, your will be answered. There is no criterion by which the source decides to grant or to not grant prayers. The laws of the universe apply to all equally and unfailingly. Prayer is an inward energetic process, a call you give out with a detached expectation of an answer, without a shred of doubt. It is strong and certain will. When you realize that even the request is not necessary, that you are one with all that is, including whatever it is you wish to have, and the grandeur of that wish and the conveyor of the wish, you will truly be praying and receiving without fail. For your prayers will be of pure gratitude for what already is given unto you even before you ask. The request is not necessary. Just be grateful and smile. Play ceaselessly as well. Have fun with life. Life is joy. The essence of life is joy. Where there is joy, creation is abundant. It is easier to create wealth where there is joy, and joy gives meaning to wealth. What you think in your mind and feel in your heart is what you become. Everything you see around you was someone's idea. Look around you. Nothing can exist before it first exists as an idea in some mind. As a man thinketh, so shall he become. The Bible. Your mind is infinite. All other things held constant. To the extent that an individual or society has positive and grand thoughts in the right way, so will they have wealth and happiness. Well, yet another building block is covered. You now know how to think and speak in the right way for wealth creation. We have one more step to cover in the thought field. We saw how images work. Images are an aspect of thought. Then we moved up to cover the whole of thought itself, and now we shall cover the last aspect of thought. Let's keep on moving. Goals. The roadmap to and in wealth. There is a certain way in which you should set your goals. What are goals really supposed to be for? Goals get you thinking in the right way to wealth. Goals focus your thoughts, format them in the right way for the universe, and keep your images consistent and non-random. Hence, there is a right way to set goals. A lot has been said before on the importance of setting goals. This is nothing new. What you are about to see now, however, is quite likely new to you. You will now see how you should set your goals to get to wealth fast. Setting goals is well enough, but setting goals correctly is tremendously powerful. Welcome to the world of powerful goals. Your goals are the prophecies of what you shall one day become. If you do not know where you are going, you will end up exactly there. Where? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you have no specific goals, you will get no specific results. Remember, the source takes your thoughts, your images of your mind, and manifests them into your reality. You see exactly how this happens scientifically in the quantum physics chapter. But your thoughts and images are the blueprint by which your world is designed and created by and for you. Goals are planned thoughts, directed thoughts. Without planned and directed thought, your life will be unplanned and undirected, seemingly haphazard and seemingly unreliable. Simply know where you are going, and the answers as to how you will get there will come to you in their own time. Do not worry about it. Simply believe that you will get there. Your ideas, visions, and dreams, whatever they may be, are the prophecies of what you shall one day become and achieve. You can predict your outer life tomorrow by looking at your inner self today. You can change your tomorrow by changing your inner self today. Take goals seriously. A 20-year study involving students in a certain Ivy League university in the USA traced the lives of one graduating class. 3% of that class had their own written goals at the start of the study. By the end of the 20 years, that 3% who started with written goals and plans were worth more financially than the other 97% combined. They also reported more satisfaction and joy with their lives. The visionaries and dreamers of the world are the saviors and driving force behind it. These are the inventors, artists, philosophers, educators, sages, business people, designers, scientists, leaders, and so on. Anyone who dreams big and creates. The world lives in their ideas and ways, and it cannot let their ideas die fruitlessly. The world is beautiful because of the dreamers and visionaries. The world and the universe as a whole are in full support of these dreams if only the dreamer were to believe this and act that way. The universe, the world, the source, God, is friendly and supportive of your dreams and aspirations. Simply have a vision, believe in that vision, and you will without fail realize it to the extent that you will believe you will. All else is in your favor. So dream very big. Dream very, very big indeed. Conformity can be your worst enemy. If you do what the crowd does, you will get what the crowd gets. Every day people get up in the morning, go to work like everyone else, and do things like everyone else. But ask them why they do it, and they just do not really know. They just work hard all day because everyone else does, and their reason for working is that they wish to pay their bills and provide for themselves and their family. If you are 30 years old, working hard like everyone else, like the rest of the crowd, and that is all you are doing, you can easily tell roughly where you will be in life when you turn 50 by looking at the 50-year-old crowd today. Are most 50-year-olds today financially independent or wealthy? No, they are not. The vast majority of people today are not wealthy or financially independent. But they could be, if only they just did not follow the crowd just because it's the way that it is done. To get something better than the crowd gets, you have to do one thing differently, and that is to have specific goals, reasons, visions, and wealth consciousness. By reading this book, you have started to do something different and wealth-causing. By practicing it daily, you complete the requirements for wealth. Realistically speaking, you can be self-made, wealthy, and financially independent even at 18 years of age or less. It all depends on how early, strongly, accurately, and believingly you start setting your goals, envisioning, and wealth consciousness building. Hard work alone is not the key to wealth. People have gotten wealthy with and without hard work. Wealth consciousness as a whole is the key, and goal setting in the right way is the map. There's a mistake that some people make when they achieve their goals. This mistake takes them back down. The best way to understand this mistake is to illustrate it. Let's say that a person has a goal of having $1 million in their bank account soon, and now they have $4,000 in their account. So they do all the right things, set their goals, visualize, get certain, act, and do all that. They keep their vision of that million high, and they achieve it. Now when that account shows $1 million, they get happy, of course. Then they start the mistake. And that mistake is that they now start looking at the bank account, trying to maintain their precious old goal, worrying when it drops below their goal level, and so on. They switch their sight from that of an unachieved higher goal, and they start looking at the achieved past goal. They start living in the past, trying to maintain the past. Then they start worrying, and it goes on like that until they lose that million. They stop doing what they were doing right in the first place to get to their goal, and they start living as they used to. Always set your goals higher than your present reality. This does not mean that you are never to be satisfied with your achievement. This does not mean that you should get greedy. No, on the contrary, it means that you should enjoy every day without worry. You should not worry about losing what you got. You should not worry about maintaining that million you just made. Instead, make the million, enjoy making it and having it, but when you reach that million, do not switch to worrying about keeping it. Instead, set a new, higher goal and have your eye on that new goal, but enjoy your old successes without a worry of maintaining them. In any case, it is folly to worry, as the worry itself is what would bring you down. Wealth consciousness and all its activities are a lifestyle, not something you do occasionally. Your thoughts, being, and goals should always be on the next grander version of you, not on the past version. Be careful of how you set your goals and visions. The heart, also called the subconscious, has a tendency to take in and internalize the unnegated part of a vision or statement. For example, if one of your goals is to never miss paying your bills on time again, it can be harmful to make the goal statement, "I will never miss paying my bills again." That is because only the "miss paying my bills again" might be taken in, due to the bringing up of fear that statement brings about as soon as you say it. Instead, make it out to be, "There is always more than enough money to live the life I choose, to enjoy myself, and to invest." Failing to plan is planning to fail. Plan and set goals and visualize them. Master this skill. Keep your goals always beyond your comfort zone. If you achieve all your goals and fail to create new, bigger ones, you stop growing. That can be dangerous, even though it may feel comfortable. Did you know that most people start getting the symptoms and diseases associated with old age within a few months of retirement? Through retirement, they signal to their brains and body that life is now wrapping up, coming to an end. Society does not require their services any longer, and certain functions can now start to switch off. Retirement is not the problem. It is the signals that people accept that is the problem. Again, there's nothing wrong with retirement, but watch your signals. The lack of goals to achieve can be dangerous to your health unless it is what you wish to have. Goals do not have to be about money and career. There are countless of worthy things to set goals on all over the world that have nothing to do with making money or a career, from personal goals such as sports, travel, and hobbies, to global goals such as environmental and charity work. You do not ever have to know how you will reach your goal. Just do your part, let go, and you will reach it. Do not live by accident or by default. Live by design. Design your life using goals, visualization, imagination, and plans, all done consistently, daily, clearly, accurately, and with details. It is not enough to set goals. Goals must also be set in a certain way, a right way that is most friendly to the universal laws. These are the right goal-setting steps. Number 1, list what you would like to have, do, and be between now and the next 30 years. List everything you can think of, small and large. Places to visit, things to have, residences, experiences, partners, skills to acquire, things to do, people to meet, projects, charities, health, habits, everything. This is not a list of what you think you can achieve. It is a list of what would give you the most incredible life of your liking, whether you think you can achieve it or not. A life that is unbelievably fantastic for you. Your list should have at least 100 things in there. It is not hard to come up with at least 100 things for 30 years. To be very wealthy, have about 5,000 things. Even small details regarding your desires should be in there. Number 2, for each goal you listed, write the reasons why you wish to have it. If, for example, you wish to have a large home, write down the reasons why. In other words, what will you do with and in this home? Put drama into it. Reasons empower your goal and make it easier to imagine and visualize and attain it. They give life to it and make the subconscious accept it a whole lot better. Number 3, get cuttings from magazines, brochures, the internet, photographs, etc. of the items in your goals and stick them in your journal. Start a goals and visualizations journal on paper or computer. In it, place pictures of the things you wish to have: cars, stocks, buildings, boats, land, travel, clothes, or anything else. Refer to it often. Twice a day is highly recommended. The more real and detailed your visualization and imagination is, the faster and more accurately you will realize your goals. Pictures are very important to have in your life. Number 4, every day read your list, look at your pictures, and then spend at least 20 minutes twice a day imagining, animating, and visualizing in detail all your goals. If you meditate, and it is highly recommended that you do your goal visualization, do your goals visualization in meditation as well. Meditation puts you closest to the source, the best place you can be to plant your seed of visions into the field of infinite possibilities and creation. Number 5, then, here, now, do something that takes you closer to your goal. There is always something to do now, however small. It will open the next step to you, a step that may be unseen until the first act is taken. Every act is an act of self-definition and creation. Act deliberately and with awareness so that each act takes you closer to your goals, not further away. Act with purpose. Number 6, do everything with gratitude. Think, speak, and act with gratitude. The gratitude of knowing that you are guaranteed success if you act in the ways of these laws. Gratitude is a statement of certainty. That is power. Be genuinely grateful and excited about the fact that you already have your goals realized, for they will be by universal law guaranteed, and so they are. This type of gratitude works wonders. Number 7, enjoy your fruits. Enjoy experiencing your goals when they manifest into your reality. They are sure to do so, guaranteed by universal law. Make sure your goals and visualization journal is portable. No point getting a journal that only stays home. You should also record important thoughts in it that you have, plus experiences and conditions. Record as much as possible on your journal at the end of a day or whenever is most convenient for you. A journal greatly helps you discover and create yourself accurately. Do not worry about the structure of your journal, just make it easy to use for you. In your journal, also write problems you encounter. Suffering is an error in thinking, as you will see later in the conditions chapter. Writing down your suffering helps you evaluate it clearly and discover the error. Write down your feelings as well. This is very important because true feelings are communications from the soul, that part of you that is closest to the source. Do not confuse feelings with emotions and thoughts. Be careful about that. Write down good ideas and inspirations immediately when you get them. Perhaps the best time to get inspiration in a waking state is just after you first wake up in the morning. Instead of immediately taking on your baggage and planning the day or whatever, stay laying in bed and ask yourself about something large you would want to know. It will come to you very clearly then. Just when you wake up, before you are fully awake, relax and gently ask yourself the most important questions of your life. Gently, without arousing yourself. The answers will come to you in amazing ways, in ways that they never do during the rest of the day. In addition, when you start practicing what is in this book, ideas will start coming to you in large numbers from all sorts of sources, seemingly by coincidence. Have your journal handy. Do not wait to write later. Write now before you forget or lose it. And do not forget to record the dreams that you have at night. One day you will find the use of that all in good time. Dreams are not just useless images that come to you as you sleep. People think of the time they are awake in the day as their live time, and when they sleep as their rest time. They think that all their decisions and useful activity is done when they are awake. Well, the amazing thing is that you, yourself, soul, or spirit, as you wish to refer to it, never sleeps. Your spirit, or soul, or whatever other term you are comfortable with, never ever sleeps. It just changes states of consciousness, dimensions of consciousness. You are multidimensional. Waking is one state or dimension, sleep and dreams is another, and there are many more. And they all count, they all influence your life in the waking state, and vice versa. Even if you do not believe this, remember that all thoughts count, and dreams are thoughts, so they count, and of course, influence events in your life. You never really sleep, so to speak. You are a soul with a body, not a body with a soul. To the extent that you are conscious of this and awake to it, so shall you have more of it. To make it easier to refer to your journal later, you can, number 1, have separate parts of your journal for different types of information. Number 2, make an index at the back. Number 3, use different colored pens. Number 4, stick tabs on pages you wish to mark. Or number 5, or invent any system you like that ensures easy access to your information. Review and reread your journal at least once a month, preferably more often. Once a year, read all your journals. What happens when you reread is that you start seeing your life in a completely new light all at one go. You see successes you never thought you had, you see things you should change, and you see errors to correct. The whole point of keeping a journal is to review it for amazing opportunities to understand yourself better, see more clearly, grow faster. In making entries in your journal, enter the exact dates, time, and location. This helps you track down patterns, trends, and rates. The more events and experiences you capture in your journal every day, the more you will get out of your journal. Get into the habit of carrying your journal. When writing down and speaking of your goals, write in present tense. I am. I am. I am. No matter what you are trying to create next in your life, find a way of putting it into I am. For example, if you wish to lose weight, do not think or say, I will lose 10 pounds, or I want to lose 10 pounds. Instead, say, think, and write, I am X pounds now. Do the same with wealth. The only time that exists in the universe, scientifically and spiritually, is now. Hence, I am. Do not worry how your goals will be fulfilled. There are powerful forces at work in all of nature with infinite intelligence and coordination. Things, people, books, places, TV shows, movie, etc. will start appearing and helping you to achieve your goals. In other words, coincidences will happen. Simply visualize your goals believingly. Shut out all other thoughts that negate your goals. The trick is in the details and in consistency. For example, if having a new home is a goal you have, write it down in detail. Write down where the house is located, how many rooms it has, the size of the compound, the size of the house, the furnishings in it, and so on. Then visualize it that way. And do not change your mind, this is very important. Understand that the universe is in activity, manifesting into physical form all your thoughts. Every single one of them turns into some amount of physical form somehow and somewhere. If you change your mind, you will be undoing your work. Just hold your thought until it becomes fully physical. End of Disc 2. Please continue this experience by inserting Disc 3. A Happy Pocketful of Money by David Cameron Gikandi. Read by John Wayne Myers. Disc 3. Target dates for goals are best set to the eternal moment of now. Even if you're setting a goal that you would like fulfilled 10 years from today, state it and think of it in present tense. Setting an arbitrary date in the future introduces a state of wanting and waiting. Wanting prevents achievement. Arbitrary target dates also interfere with the natural functioning rate of the universe, which you do not usually know. When you say, by the end of next year I will be a millionaire, how do you know that you could not have become one by the end of next month? Anyway, the only real time and place there is in the universe is now, here. Be exact. Define your goals and visions exactly. If you aim at nothing, be sure that you will get nothing specific. Talent, intelligence, and hard work without exact goals often lead to frustration. Thoughts take time to manifest into physical reality. Most people only think a few months ahead. Today they may think, I need to buy a house soon, and then they start stressing over it and struggling to get it. That is the haphazard short-term approach. Try long-term. Imagine the power of setting goals 30 years in advance. By listing down and visualizing daily everything you would ever like to have over the next 30 years, you set in motion the forces of thought power in the universe well in advance. Even if you do not wish to buy a house now, as long as you know that one day you would or might wish to buy one, start visualizing it now. Thoughts take time to manifest into physical reality, so the earlier you start, the better. Life then starts working automatically. You start realizing your goals in time without stress and time pressure. Things simply fall into place. Remember that in your 30 years goal setting, even though you think you need something 25 years from now, set and think of that goal in present tense, now. I am and not I will have. The universe will take care of the appropriate timing for you. You have to know where you would like to go if you wish to make sure that you get there. Otherwise, you will not get there. Have goals, plans, images, and visions. Have journals to record, track, and refine them. Without goals, plans, images, and visions, you will either not go very far or not as far as you are capable of going. How many goals should you have? You can never have more than enough. The wealthiest people have hundreds. Some have thousands. Some have so many goals it would take 200 or 300 years to have them all manifest. You should aim at having at least 5,000 goals. Understand the nature of goals. Number 1, goals are images of the mind, the stuff that the universe uses to create. So the more you have, the more you give the universe to work with, and nothing is impossible or difficult for the source. Number 2, goals have a tendency to just come true in the most unexpected times and sequences. The more goals you have, the richer your life experience will be. Number 3, when you reach a goal, its power disappears. You no longer have a driving force, and the universe no longer has anything to work with. So the more goals you have, the better. A person with one goal will achieve less than one with 100 goals. A person with 100 will achieve less than one with 1,000 goals. The fewer goals you have, the more you will achieve less results or the results of other people. The more you set, the more you get. How could you possibly have 5,000 goals? Easy. Think of details and of everything. List everything, even small things like have lilies in my garden, decorate my grandmother's house for her, fly in the Concorde, stay at the Ritz, donate to the Wildlife Conservation Fund, buy a BMW convertible, a Jeep, a jet, a boat, have a saltwater aquarium in my living room, get my father a golf set, buy books for orphan children, take a trip to the Great Wall of China, meet these people, date these type of people, work with these type of people, these type of shoes, clothing from this designer, these type of chairs from this shop, these ski boots, see these places in these countries, and so on. You can never run out of things which you would love to do, be, and see in this planet. The more you have them in your awareness, the more you will start meeting with coincidences in your life that make them come true. Life starts working magic, and you have passion and excitement. Remember, wealth is abundance expressed. Again, wealth is abundance expressed, translated into physical, manifested. Abundance is all there is. It is your true nature and the nature of life. When you think of wealth, do not think only of money and business. Think of everything that you wish to have, do, be, or see in your life and the lives of others. All life. Here is the greatest insight. You are merely an observer. Life gives unto life all on its own. In any case, it all exists. All you do is observe and experience. Try to understand this. You are an observer with a body to experience your observations. It is what you choose to observe and experience that determines what you observe and experience. It is all there for you automatically. So choose many things, and you will see many things. Another thing you should understand about goals and thoughts is this. Your goals are caused by you and everyone else, and vice versa. In other words, when you intend to have a boat, it causes an inspiration in a person suited to build boats to get into the boat business. It also inspires all the necessary events and middle people to take part appropriately to bring about your having that boat. Everybody wins. What do you think caused this book to be written for you? It is the effect of your previous desire to be wealthier, the desire of billions of other people to be wealthy, and my desire to spread wealth and be it. It is because you desire that a thing is created. Without your desire, nothing is created, and all you desire is created. You can correctly say that you wrote this book. Life gives unto life. You are an observer with a body to experience your observations. That is how it works. You observe what you choose to observe. You experience what and how you choose to experience. The more goals you have, the more you allow life to work through you for the good of all. Life's ultimate goal is to express itself, and it does so effortlessly, following your exact intentions and beliefs. Once you see this clearly, you will know without a shred of doubt that what you wish to have wishes to be with you more than you wish to be with it. Life wishes for nothing more than to express itself. So do not be shy now. Have very many goals. Do not make the mistake of making your goals only in money terms. Wealth is abundance expressed. Abundance means plenty of everything. Money is only a small aspect of wealth. Many people fail to get wealthy because they plan their goals in terms of money only. They say something like, make enough money to buy that car, or make $1 million to buy a house. There is a huge error in that sort of goal setting. A close error to that is the error of having huge financial goals and very few other goals. Some people may set goals like make $1 billion, but they have very few other goals. Why are both of these in error? Try to understand this clearly. Life is images of the mind expressed. It is that simple. Life is also precise. You automatically get exactly the amount of money needed to realize your most precise and certain images of your mind. And although you may think that money is the only way to get a certain thing that you like, life knows that there are many other ways of getting it, not just through purchase with cash. So if you have very few other goals and images in your mind, if you hardly think of anything else except money, there will not be much material for life to work with. To illustrate, imagine that it was possible to open a person's mind up for examination. Now imagine there were two fictitious people, Jorg and Lee, and they both wished to become wealthy. Lee wished to have $1 billion, and that is all they thought about. On examination, Lee's mind showed few images of anything else. Even concerning his business or job, there were few images or goals related to customer numbers, quality, products, and so on. There were also few images and goals on all other aspects of his life. Lee just had a strong wish, desire, and goal of becoming a millionaire. Now, Jorg also wished to be wealthy. However, unlike Lee, she also had cultivated many interests and desires in all aspects of her life. Her mind, on examination, was full of vibrant images of a wide variety of many things. It even had specifics on small details such as the clothes she wished to have, places to travel to, the deco in her offices, ways she wished her customers treated her, gifts she wished to give to her loved ones and the rest of the world, and so on. Now the question is, all other things held constant, who do you think became wealthier and in a much easier and seemingly coincidental and lucky way? Jorg, of course, will be the wealthier and in an easier way. Life ensures that all of your mind's images that you hold true and clear are fulfilled. It's okay to wish to be a billionaire, but how exactly do you visualize $1 billion? You see, the lack of lifestyle visualization is why many people fail to achieve their financial goals. It is very hard to visualize and hold fast in your mind $1 billion. But it is extremely easy to visualize the lifestyle and business of a billionaire. Do not separate your financial life and goals from the rest of life, for the financial goals are only a means to an end, not an end in themselves. Remember, money is a shadow of value, a medium of exchange. Your goals should be on the value and the exchanges, not on the money, the shadow. Be of this state of mind that the source, life, God, only says yes to you. Never no. The only question then is this: what is it that you are asking for, and do you believe it? Yet never ask, intend, for even before you ask, it has been given to you. Whatever you ask for, whatever you intend, believingly, shall be yours. Without vision, we perish. The Bible. A major reason why people fall out of riches is that their goals reduce and their images of their mind fall. Sometimes this happens when something new comes into their life and they forget their original passion that got them wealthy in the first place. This new thing could be the birth of a child, the finding of a love partner, the achieving comfort, especially when a person comes from a poor background and gets rich, and so on. None of these things is bad, but it is good to know and keep in mind that if you ever find yourself going down, re-examine your goals and mental images. That is a powerful start to your finding out what is happening to your life, for life is images of the mind expressed. Read many magazines on all topics. Magazines give you ideas, images, goals, desires, and much more. The more images of mind you have, the richer your life will be. All other things held constant, to the extent that an individual or society has positive and grand goals in the right way, so will they have wealth and happiness. This wraps up our journey into thinking in the right way for wealth. Images, thoughts, and goals need to be in a certain way. They then need to be fitted into the bigger picture. In reality, thinking is step 2 of the wealth creation process, but it is the most often involved active step in wealth. Never ever forget, however, that thinking is step 2 of wealth creation. It is very important that you always remember this. So what is step 1? It is being, first cause. It is that which causes thought, that from which thought springs, that without which thought would not be. Let us dive in deeper still. Being, first cause, the beginning. Being is state, such as being happy. You cannot explain state, nor can you do a state. You can only be a state. You cannot do happiness. You can only be happiness or be happy. Creation works as follows. Being causes thinking, which causes speaking, which causes doing, which puts in place the system to receive and experience what you created in your being and thinking. Being is the first cause. Being is what causes thinking. So when you are happy, you will think happy thoughts. Thoughts spring from being. In other words, thoughts are sponsored by being. In fact, nothing happens without being. As you will see in later chapters, even conditions occur because of a state of being, and not the other way around as most people think they do. Happy conditions do not make you happy. It is being happy that causes happy conditions. Unhappy conditions only show up to prove your pre-existing state of unhappiness. By the time you finish reading the chapters on cause and effects and on conditionality, you will clearly see how this is so. The first step to experiencing massive wealth is being wealthy. Being wealthy is an internal state. It has nothing to do with the outside world. The internal state of wealth is a decision you make right now, and you become it right now. You need nothing outside of yourself to make this decision. Once you make this decision to be wealthy, you become wealthy. It is hard to speak of this because you can only be a state. You cannot do a state nor speak a state. We shall now try to speak of this state, and when you finish this chapter, you will clearly see how being works and how you can be wealthy right now. Be wealth, now, here, just like that. Be wealth. Do not try to get wealth. Be wealth. To help you understand that, consider happiness. Do not try to get happiness, be happy. See? You can either try to do things that make you happy, or you can instantly decide to be happy. Just make a decision. You've done this before sometime in your life. Everyone has at one time or another said, you know what, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm going to be happy and stop worrying about this. Which is easier? Trying to do things to be something, or being that something instantly and letting the state of being allow you to do things consistent with it? Of course it is easier to be happy instead of trying to get happy, and this is the same with wealth. Be wealth, and everything else will follow automatically as long as you are always, at all moments, being wealth. Just be it. As you will see throughout this book and in the chapter on quantum physics, all that can possibly exist exists in the eternal moment of now, here. Even the version of you that is wealthy and experiencing wealth already exists. If you are not experiencing wealth right now, you are just not conscious or awake to it. When you choose to be a certain state right now, here, you activate the fastest forces of creation. What happens then is that you immediately move your consciousness to that other you, in this case the wealthy you. Being is the fastest way to create things because it causes an instant shift. Material manifestation follows instantly to the degree that you have become the state without doubt. Again, to the degree that you have become the state without doubt, your reality will quickly shift to reflect it. As impossible as this may sound now, it will all make sense when you consider the real workings of the universe, especially after reading the quantum physics and conditionality chapters. The fastest way to create is to simply be, right now, whatever you wish to create. Then do not negate it by thought. Do not think about it. Just be. All your thoughts, words, and actions after that should be of that new state you choose to be. If you are not wealthy and you wish to become wealthy, just decide right now to be wealthy from this moment of now. Do not then start to think about it. Just choose to be. From then on, all your thoughts, words, and action should be of a wealthy person. In ultimate reality, this is not a lie to you. You are actually all things anyway, even though you may be experiencing small sections of the all. By choosing to be something else, you cause your environment and circumstances to shift to experience the new state. Remember, thought comes from being. A state of being is what causes thought. A state of hunger causes thoughts of hunger. Being is first cause. Being is, thought is doing. Being just is. Being takes no time to be, but thought takes time to do things into being. So the fastest way to wealth is being wealthy, now, instantly. Change your being to a wealthy one. Do so by deciding right now and knowing it to be so with certainty, against any evidence to the contrary in your physical world, which is an illusion anyway. Do it with certainty and clarify and keep holding that state of being. Know you are wealthy, for in ultimate reality you really are actually very wealthy indeed, and you will very quickly begin to experience this wealth, very quickly indeed. Not many can pull this off because they doubt this, but we all have the capability to do this. Simply declare, knowingly and certainly, I am, and then do not start thinking about it all over again after that. That will only introduce delay and doubt. This is what I mean. Remember the last time you were in a state of being broke or sad? You did not consciously think about the state, questioning whether it is real, whether you were really broke or sad. You just took it for granted that you were. You believed it unquestioningly. You were just the state, and that was that. You were simply it. Now do it with wealth. Be wealth. Believe it, and make it as that is that. No questions asked. The universe will obey. The sequence of creation is as follows. The unified field of consciousness that is non-physical, God, the source, individuates itself into non-physical units, individuated spirits or souls of various beings and objects. These units then take on individuated physical forms, the objects, people, and beings that we see. Whatever it is that you see physically is created in this sequence from, of, and by the source of all that is, God. You are a co-creator in this creation sequence. You create together with the source in the same sequence. In regards to wealth, therefore, you can now see how futile it is to look at your individuated physical aspects, like your bank account, your material wealth, your body, etc., and let what you see influence your individuated non-physical aspects, like your mind and thoughts and states of being. That is looking at the result and letting that influence the cause. It is like short-circuiting the system. It will only lead to the enhancing of that physical state. For example, if you look around you and see that you are broke and you let that dictate to you that you are a broke being, and you keep thinking from a broke point of reference, and you think broke thoughts and thoughts of inability, you will remain broke. The right way to do this is to never look at the ground. Never look at the physical and let that dictate to you that this is who you are. You are not your conditions, you simply cause them. The correct thing to do if you are broke is to simply choose your greatest vision of yourself, a vision of wealth, and keep that state of being of wealth, those thoughts of wealth, steady and ever present. Act as if you were wealthy, no matter what the physical looks like, no matter how broke your physical world looks like. This will turn around the physical to match your thoughts and states of being. Always remember, the physical follows the spiritual and the mental. It's the design of the universe. One way of creating things in this world is by thoughts, words, and action. But this is the slow way to go about things. The faster way is by change of state, being. For example, when you say that you are hungry, that is a state. When you are confident, that is a state. You are being. You need nothing outside of yourself to be of a certain state. To acquire wealth, it is much, much more effective to be in a state of wealth, to make your being one of wealth, to feel wealthy and to think wealthy, speak and act wealthy. You will have a hard time becoming wealthy if you feel poor and then think, speak, and act wealthy. Your state, how you feel about yourself, your being, your I am declarations, this is the fastest way to acquire wealth. The way you change your state is to decide to change your state. Simple, and you can do it now. It is like being unhappy and simply deciding that you're tired of being unhappy and you just decide to be happy. Everyone has done this before. Now do it with wealth. Expect to experience massive success. Always maintain that state of knowing you have and experience abundance. Expectations such as these, knowing at this level, cause attraction and remove repulsion. This is extremely important. Expect massive success. Know yourself to be of such power. Money, an illusion, a shadow of something else. The first step to having wealth is to know what it is. And few people know what it really is in and of itself. What is wealth? What causes it? What causes the cause of it? Let us start with money, the world's symbol of wealth, and then move deeper. Money is not real. Money is merely legal tender, a form of exchange. We use it to exchange value. It represents value. Money is the body of value. It is the physical representation of value that rises and falls in ourselves, within us. Not within things outside of us, but within us. For without us, what can the value of a thing, such as a car, be to us? Nothing, at least not to us. In other words, it is we, the observers, that place value in things. But this value is really value in us. We give value to the material things. The material things have no money value in themselves. We give that to them. So, money is the external physical representation of a particular section of our internal value within us, within you. That is why a house or a block of shares valued at $1 million today can fall to a valuation of $500,000 tomorrow when fear is introduced into the hearts of those involved. The fear kills a portion of the internal values of the participants, and that is reflected by the paper money, the body of value. Here is something else. Physical paper money does not even represent money in full. It cannot reasonably do that. By some estimates, and this varies from nation to nation, only as little as 4% of the money in the bank exists as paper cash. Imagine how much cotton, linen, pulp, and metal the world would need so as to make all the money everyone has in his or her bank accounts. Imagine how much space it would take to store all this money in paper form. If you were to stack only 1 million US $1 bills, it would weigh 1 ton and be 361 feet high. Neither does money exist as gold reserves anymore. This is for exactly the same reason. We ran out of the reasonable ability to keep a gold standard in the 1970s. So what does it exist as, the money that we are always talking about? Well, it is one massive illusion. It is all just numbers written on paper and computer storage devices and assigned to people and entities such as companies and investments, or more accurately, further records. To put it in another way, for every $100 or its equivalent in any other currency, only about $4 exists as printed paper notes or coins, while the remaining $96 exists as numbers written on papers and computers in banks and businesses and other entities. The only reason the system does not collapse is that we all believe in it. The last time people stopped believing in it to a large enough extent was just before the Great Depression, when large numbers of people rushed to their banks to withdraw their money and found that they could not all get it. This is not what caused the Great Depression, but in a large way accelerated it. So money is not real. Something else is. Money is just the shadow of that other something. The first step to wealth is to know what money really is, or more accurately, what it represents. Learn not to look at the money most of the time. As you will soon see, it is very rare in a day that you should ever look at money as you know it today. The cash, the bank accounts, the costs, etc. This is merely the shadow and not the real thing. Looking at the shadow, the physical money, as you will soon see, is most of the time very unwise and unhealthy for you and your finances. Look instead at the value within you and within people, and the flowing and exchanging of this value between people. Our internal value is what creates money. Money is the shadow of our internal value. Develop this internal value in yourself and in others, and your external money and wealth will correspondingly rise automatically, without fail. Know this, however. Money represents an aspect of a person's internal value, but that does not mean that it represents a person's entire internal value. That is very important. It is not about self-worth. Money only represents an aspect of that internal value that pertains to wealth. You cannot therefore say that a wealthy person has a higher self-worth and value than a poor person, but you can correctly say that in matters that relate and pertain to money, the wealthy person has a higher internal value in that aspect of value, or that the person chooses to exercise a higher proportion of this internal value. This section of internal value that reflects on the outside as money, when exercised, is called wealth consciousness. It is available to all people equally and can be developed by and within all people equally. Like everything else that is important to our being alive, such as air, wealth consciousness is free to all. But you can choose to develop it or not develop it, or to exercise it or not. At any time you can change your choice and nothing outside of you can stop you. You require nothing outside of yourself to increase your wealth consciousness and therefore your money. All you need is within you right now. You may have forgotten it, but it is right there. You will now remember it. And the first step to that is to always remember that money is not real. It is the shadow of something else. And here's another secret. Wealth consciousness is simply the expansion of your consciousness and awareness into the wealthy parts of yourself. That is why all that you need to increase your wealth consciousness is within you already. You are already wealthy, but you've been taught to choose to not experience your wealth. This insight changes everything. Like the wealthy people, you can now know how to start and choose to start experiencing the wealthy you. You have more wealth capability within you than you can possibly experience in a lifetime. You need not worry that you have reached your limit of becoming wealthy in any way or because of any condition. Neither do you need to know how to convert wealth consciousness into paper cash money. As you will see, it will happen automatically. All you need to do is expand your wealth consciousness and exercise it, act on it, be it, and the situations and opportunities for the equivalent conversion into cash money will present themselves automatically to you. None of the extremely wealthy people today could have, at the time when they were not wealthy, possibly predicted and planned the exact sequence of events that would lead to their immense wealth. They most probably had a set of goals and a plan, but any one of them will tell you that they met countless coincidences and opportunities that joined the dots for them in a way that they could not have predicted. Their goals were their own doing, but the paths that led them coming into being and exceeding them were amazingly intelligent yet unforeseen. You should now see how to make them happen in your life. You may not be able to predict their sequence, but you can certainly make these fortunate coincidences happen to you every day of your life. By the way, it is not only paper money that is not real. A lot of the things around you that you hold so real are really not real at all either. You are about to embark on a beautiful, empowering, and liberating journey that will show you exactly what your world is in a way that you have never looked at it before. It is a journey that will open your eyes and free your wings. You are about to look under the hood of life. You are about to learn how to customize your world to your liking. You are about to attain wealth consciousness. Once you do, avoiding success and wealth will become very difficult. Yes, you heard that correctly. Once you have wealth consciousness, it will be very difficult for you to not have success and wealth. Success and wealth will follow you automatically wherever you go. You will not need to concern yourself with their quest, yet they will find you. You will be free to experience other aspects of life that you may not have ever dreamt of before, dimensions of self and life that are truly amazing. The same goes with happiness, for you will see it here in this book as well. Let us now get started on the real stuff, if you are still interested. You can remember the past and look toward the future, but you can only be yourself here, now. Your being can only be here, now. Being, manifestation, is only here and now. Millions of people consume their waking hours trapped in their daydreams, worries, and other non-present moment thoughts in their minds. They are awake but very unaware of their full surroundings here, now. Wake up. Smell the coffee. This simple waking up will produce an amazing change in your life. Try it. Commit to waking up one day at a time. This, combined with the I am present tense thought and visualization, is an amazing speed boost for achieving your desires. What you are, so is your world. Everything in the universe is resolved into your own inward experience. It matters little what is without, for it is all a reflection of your own state of consciousness. It matters everything what you are within, for everything without will be mirrored and colored accordingly. James Allen. To get wealthy outside, get wealthy inside, using the sort of information in books like this one. To get to billionaire status, raise your images and certainty to equivalent levels, and act with such certainty, with your purpose infusing your actions. The world is inside you. Nothing and no one slows you down or speeds you up except yourself. To the extent that you recognize this, you will change your world. Wealth is a whole lot easier to acquire than you believe it is. It is simple. The hardest part of wealth acquisition is the taming of your own mind, a thing that is totally within your own control. It is correctly said that success is something you attract by the person you become. What is being? You cannot think being. You cannot act being. You cannot talk being. You can only experience being. Being is isness. It just is. Being is consciousness. Being is of no mind. In fact, sometimes mind can destroy being what you wish to be. Being is something you choose to be right now. Not later, but now. When you start thinking about it, you destroy it. Once you are, you are. Any thought after that should not be about whether or not you are. It should only be to fulfill that state of being, to experience it rather than determine it. It is often a good idea to be of no mind. Be still. Thinking has its position. Thinking is a tool just as your arm or leg is a tool. You do not use your leg all the time. You only use it when necessary. The mind is a powerful tool. It makes many things possible. Yet it is so powerful that it often takes over us. The mind should only be used when necessary, and it is only necessary about 10% of the time. Research has shown that about 90% of our thoughts are repetitive. Most of them are worries about the future or reliving the past. This is clearly unnecessary. The only real moment is now. Escaping now is the cause of much tension and failure and trouble in our world. Your normal state throughout the day should be of no mind. You should be a watcher, not a thinker. You should watch your mind. Just as you observe the things outside of you, start observing your thoughts as well. In this way, you cease to be under the control of mind. You stop identifying with mind and identify with yourself, the all-knowing being. You start living in the present instead of the past or the imaginary future. Your tensions fall away and your success blossoms. However, do not judge your mind or curse it if you realize you have been under its control. It is a beautiful tool if only we learned how to use it correctly. You already know how to use it. Use it only to make your intentions, to give life its appropriate images, to bring forth new experiences into the moment of now, and to work with things in your moment of now, not 5 minutes from now, but right now. You will start to notice that in the moment of now, you never have any problems. You have events, but not problems. Problems exist in the mind, in your thoughts. As events, they are just events that happen and change as soon as they happen. In fact, mind is at cause of many of the events now and their sustenance. All your problems, if any, are imaginary and in the future. If you are still alive reading this book, you will know that you have never missed to get through the moment of now. If you are here reading this, then you never did fail a moment of now. You never did fail to get through now successfully. Even death, the ultimate fear for so many people, is not a problem. Those who know what death really is also know that it is not a problem. Hence, they do not fear it. Nothing in now is a problem. Nothing now is a problem. You are designed to execute now perfectly. But the minute you start worrying about the future, identifying with your mind instead of using it, you start having problems. Remember, the future does not exist. It is in your mind. Even when you think of the future, you think of it now. When you actually get to it, you get to it now, not then. At the time you shall actually be in your future, it will still be now. Be the observer of your thoughts. You are not your mind. Your mind is a powerful and beautiful tool, but never identify with it. Use it to think in the right way and turn it off when you're not using it. In truth, you do not need to use it most of the time. Think about this. Have you ever been in a life-threatening situation that just popped right up in your face unexpectedly? What happened then? Your mind may have done some things, but it mostly shut off. Your self, being, took over, and in a most intelligent way handled the situation in the best way possible. In any true emergency, when mind has no time to think about things, you usually become present in now, and it is never a problem when you do become present. In fact, you become extremely calm. Now here is the good news. You do not need an emergency to access this calm superintelligence. You can learn to be there all the time, to be present all the time. That is true being. Being is of no mind. Being is isness, presence, awareness, consciousness, now. Your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect your awareness, your consciousness, your being. Change your being and you change your world. You can change your being in two ways. One way is to simply choose now to be what you wish to be and hold that. Another way is to act as if you were what you choose to be. Act as if, then speak as if, then think as if, and sooner or later your being will turn around and follow suit. The words I am are potent words. Be careful what you hitch them to. The thing that you are claiming has a way of reaching back and claiming you. A.L. Kitzelman. All other things held constant. To the extent that an individual or society has positive and grand states of being in the right way, so will they have wealth and happiness. Think about what you have just read about being. It is a lot to take in, but it is easy to do. It is simple, as long as you are willing to do so. Like a child is willing to learn new things of the world. To believe, you will find it easy to understand being and change your being. To the extent that you are willing to be like a child, to simplify and do things just because, you will be able to understand and internalize this chapter. Do not worry about what some of the teachings you just read mean. Some of the meanings, the real meanings, will only become clear after you have read the whole of this book. They are explainable using other concepts. The chapters on conditionality, self, one, cause and effects, time, and quantum physics will especially deepen your understanding of being and how it literally works. For now, however, let us get into the next stage of creation. Being is the first step, first cause. Then follows thinking, then speaking and writing, words, and then acting. Speak as you think. We will not have a chapter here on speaking because words are simply thoughts expressed. Simply look at what has been said about thinking and apply it to speaking. But just because we do not have a separate chapter here on words does not mean that they are not important. Words are very important. They are thoughts expressed, and they have a tremendous impact on creation. We shall now go into acting, the right way to act, to receive the gifts of wealth. Let us get deeper into the world of wealth. I once had this dream. I was sitting on a small stool about 6 inches high, and this old and very friendly but vigorous man was sitting on a bigger stool, teaching me some lessons. And he said, "You cannot run this world by actions. You can only run it by the word." And the dream ended. It took about 2 years for me to fully understand what that all meant. Now I understand it well enough to make it workable. Through experience, testing, and a lot of reading, it finally all became simply clear. This is what it is all about. It actually has two meanings in one. We will first look at the first meaning. Here it is. Actions are the last component of the creation processes. It is a little like swimming competitively. You cannot win the Olympics if you only know how to vigorously thrash water and barely make it from one end of the pool to the other. You are acting, and very strongly. No one will fault you on effort in that pool. You would get full marks on the effort for sure. But the people who win swimming gold medals are the ones that prepare their spirit. Their being is prepared. They are confident, motivated, focused. Their mind is also prepared. Their technique is also prepared. They are rested and alert, and so on. Action in the pool is the most noticeable bit of their total winning package, but it is the final part of their creating that gold medal winning dash. In your life, although you may not know it, you create your experiences first in your self, spirit, being, then in your mind, then by your words, finally by your actions. It starts at being, then moves on to thinking, then to speaking, then to acting. In fact, acting only puts into place the system necessary to receive and experience what you create in being, thinking, and speaking. Most people do not focus, nurture, and tend to their first three steps of being, thinking, and speaking. All they do is work like crazy all day and wonder why they are not successful. They do not use the word. The word refers to the laws of the universe, the way the universe works on all levels, not just the visible and physical. These laws of the universe are not some commandments of God. They are simply the laws that regulate and enable the universe. These are laws that work not only spiritually, but can also be proven scientifically using quantum physics. The word, these laws, has nothing to do with a particular religion or person or whatever else. The laws of the universe apply equally and unfailingly to everyone and everything all the time. They never err. These are laws such as the laws of cause and effect, called karma, or reaping and sowing in spiritual teaching, or the energy conservation laws in science, and so on, which are covered in various parts of this book. Actions are part of the word, the laws of the universe, but they are only a small component of it. It is important to know what role actions play and how to use them in creating wealth or anything else. Actions are important for sure, but you must understand that they are the last step. Their role is to receive what you already have created on your other three levels. You create, then you receive your creations, then you experience them. Action is for receiving and experiencing. You create a business in yourself, your being, then in your thoughts and words, and then you act to set up a system to receive this business in a manifested physical way so that you can experience it. See? Action does not create, it only receives and experiences. In fact, when it comes to experiencing, again, action does not create the experience, the mind does. Action just helps the mind in doing the thing. Then the mind decides, will I experience this positively, negatively, joyfully, fearfully, fast, slow? Now let us look at the second part of the meaning. This part actually goes beyond even the creation of these laws of the universe. Even before the laws came, there was an origin. I will only summarize it here. Before anything was created, anything at all, was an infinite void, the so-called darkness in the Bible, a field of infinite potential out of which thing and nothing originated. Out of no thing, nothing and something arose. Even nothing needed a container, an originator, and that originator was the no thing, the infinite eternal void. Now, the very first thing to arise out of that infinite void, that infinite undisturbed peace, was a vibration, an instance of a vibration. For a reason we do not know, something awoke in that void, first by a small vibration, and then it happened again, and again, growing, exciting the next, and so on. In the beginning, there was the Word, the vibration, a tiny, infinitely small particle at first, an awareness, consciousness, creation. And as it grew, it shone even brighter, clearer, and started to create more like it by exciting the void with intent, extending itself. Forever, although they are all equal, the ones that came after are forever linked to and nourished by the first one, and the first one is forever the universal God. In the beginning there was the Word, the vibration, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That is how creation works, and it cannot work any other way except this way. Therefore it applies to you, because you are an extension of the original. Yourself, your spirit and soul, is made in the images and likeness of the original. So how does all this work? Look at it again. Then remember all we have learnt about quantum physics. The first step of creation of anything is your vibration. Remember that everything vibrates, and it is by that vibration that we harmonize and attract experiences to ourselves. Consciousness, in a sense, is a vibration. Happy conditions arise because you are happy, and not the other way around. Wealth comes to you because of your wealth consciousness. So before you act or do anything at all, first ask yourself, how am I vibrating? How do you tell? You tell by how you feel. Your feelings show you your vibration. So how do you feel in relation to money? How you feel determines what you attract to you. You are like one huge radio with a tuning knob, and you can tune into any experience simply by matching your feeling to it. Action is a necessary step, but the last step never